Hi, I'm Amelia Gamel, and today I'll be talking about teaching students how to develop inferences. As we move along, I'll be reading some sections from my book, Help, My College Students Can't Read. Let's get started. When teaching students how to develop inferences, you'll want to begin by providing a straightforward definition, such as an inference is a conclusion reached on the basis of perceived evidence or from premises known or assumed to be true. It involves reasoning, presuming, supposing, or guessing. You'll also want to provide a few easy-to-understand examples. You might say, imagine you are driving home and you notice one of your friends has been pulled over on the shoulder of the road by a police officer. Both are outside of their vehicles. Your friend is standing with legs together and eyes closed, facing the officer. Your friend has one arm outstretched and is trying to touch their nose with their other hand. As you drive by, you wouldn't need the officer to yell out, "Hey, I just want you to know, I suspect this person has been drinking and driving and I'm facilitating a sobriety test." Students will easily see that a passerby could infer this on their own by using evidence and personal knowledge to draw a reasonable conclusion. Talking through the definition of an inference and giving students an example will allow them to see they are already skilled in the art of drawing inferences. Now I'm going to read a section from my book that appears on page 98 that provides more information about how the skill of developing inferences is learned. Inferring is one of the most basic things we learn, and we do this early on through such things as repetitive life experiences, relationships, nature, communities, and cultures. Even when we are very young, we draw inferences about the emotions and responses of others through facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice. For instance, toddlers can easily infer when their mothers are not pleased with their behavior. We infer it's going to storm by the way the sky looks or by the way the wind blows. We infer if a dog is friendly or hostile by looking at its stance and sounds. Once students have a basic understanding of inferences and of their own ability to draw them, they can begin to apply this skill. An effective way to begin teaching students how to draw inferences is through the use of images or cartoons. Display a cartoon in the classroom, being careful to show only the image, like the one shown here, and not the caption. Give the students an opportunity to study the cartoon and then ask, "What do you notice?" When working with Peter Steiner's cartoon from the New Yorker, for example, students might mention that they notice things like the ages of the men, their positions at the desk, their body language, one leaning forward with arms crossed, one sitting back with arms at his sides, facial expressions, the cell phone next to the younger man, etc. Then ask the students what they might infer from these things. Students typically offer the following responses. The men are professionals because they are wearing suits. They are in a city, probably in an office building, because buildings are pictured outside the window. The younger man is more tech-savvy and current than the older man. The younger man is in charge, perhaps as some kind of boss or authority figure. He is more serious, maybe even irritated, while the older man is uncomfortable or dismayed. Next, reveal the caption. Let students read it and then ask them to make more inferences. Students often say that the younger man is speaking and that he seems to be brushing off the older man because of the generation gap between them. Using cartoons like this can be very effective because students will quickly realize that they didn't only reach their conclusions through what they observed and read, they also reached them through their own background knowledge and experience, what they perceived to be evidence, premises they knew or assumed to be true, and their own reasoning, presuming, supposing, and guessing. After you've used a few cartoons or other images to teach students how to develop inferences, the next step is to do a classroom demonstration using a piece of text where you, the instructor, model how inferences are developed while reading. There is a great case study included in my book, Help, My College Students Can't Read, that can be used for both a classroom demonstration or an opportunity for student practice to develop inferences while reading. For more information and ideas for teaching reading strategies, visit ameliagamel.com. Thank you for joining me today.